Welcome back to my channel Lomzy Sews. It's your girl Lomzy. In today's sewing tutorial, I'm going to share with you how I made this asymmetric neck short bubu gown. It's very easy and simple. Let's go to the table. This is the fabric I'll be using for this. It's 1/4 and 5 inches. But if you're using African print, you're going to need less than 2 yards or 2 yards depending on your size. And then you're going to use half yard of any color block you want to use for the detail. So my fabric has been folded into 4, as you can see. So this side is going to be the center front and the center back. Next, I'm going to mark the line I'll be starting from. So I'll just go out and square out a line. This line is going to be the shoulder line. So from this line, I'm going to take all my vertical lines. Here, I'm going to place my tape here. Don't mind the way it's out. That's where my tape starts from. I'm going to mark the armhole length, the waistline, and then the hip line. So I'm going to go ahead and square this line out. The armhole length I'm using is 10 inches. The waistline is 16.5. The hip line is 25.5 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and square these lines out. I forgot to mark the length of the dress, but I will also mark that when I'm done. So after marking this, I'm going to mark the length of the dress. I'll place my tape here and mark 39 inches. That's the length I want to use. Then I'll add 2 inches for hemming, so making it total of 41 inches. I'll go ahead and square that line out. So let me run you through the lines again. This is the shoulder line, the armhole, the waistline, the hip line, and then the final length and the hemming allowance. So these lines I want to mark now are very important, though we're not going to use it finally, but it's very important. So I'm going to mark the natural neck width, which is 2.75, and then I'll mark the shoulder width. I'll also square it down on the armhole line. Just watch what I'm doing, it's very important. So here I'm going to take down 1 inch shoulder slope and connect it to this. Then I'll go ahead and square this line out. I squared out the line because this is a dormant sleeve, or you can better still call it kimono. So next thing we're going to do is to mark the circumference of the dress. So here I'm going to mark bust divided by 4. I'll add 2 inches to that, and then ½ inch sewing allowance. So whatever I have here, I'm going to minus 1 from it. So I have 13.5. I'm going to make it 12.5 on the waistline. Also for the hip line, whatever I have on the bust, I'm going to add 1 inch to that. So it's going to make it 14.5, which is here. Whatever I have here, I'm going to take it down to the hemline. So I just go ahead and connect the side seam. So this is what I'm taking. So I will still come back to this sleeve. Remember, it's a dormant sleeve. So what I'm going to do here, from that slant, I'm going to come down the width of the sleeve. I'm using 10 inches. So I'll just go ahead and connect it like this. So this is the side seam we are using. Now, so that the sleeve will relax better, I'm going to mark 1 inch in and connect it to the sleeve. See what I'm doing? This is so that the sleeve will relax properly. For the detail in front, I'm going to mark 4 inches. If you're on the slim side, you can use 3.5. I'm using 4 inches, and that's where I want the detail to be. So I'll just go ahead and square this line out. I'll go ahead and square this line up and down, And I'm also going to square it the same way what I'm doing now. I'm going to also do the same thing to the back. So I'll do it at the back also. So at this point, take note of where you want the asymmetric neckline to be. Mine is on this side. So I'm going to mark the neckline now. So from here, I'm going to mark 10 inches. I want it to be wide off the shoulder. You can see already where my shoulder stopped. Then the neck depth, I'm going to make it 5 inches. So I'm going to connect this. Can you see the difference? I'll just connect this like this. You can see how wide my own is. If you want yours to be that wide, you can. If you don't want to be that wide, you can do what works for you. So here you're going to take note of this place. So I'm going to measure this because it's very important. And what I have here is 5 inches. I'm going to take note of that. Let me just drop it to exactly 5 inches. So I'm going to connect this to meet this 5 inches. And then I go to the neckline like this. So this is what I'm going to use. This is 5 inches. And that's what I'm going to use. So I'll connect this like this. This is the final neckline. I'm not using this one. So this is what I'm using. So if I'm to place the detail, this line is where I'm going to place the detail. So let me show you what I mean. I'm going to go ahead and place this detail on this place like this. Can you see? Place it from front to back. So I'll show you how to do all of that later. So remember, this is one side. The other side, we have not cut it. Don't make that mistake. So let me just go ahead and cut this out. Then we are going to cut the other side of the neckline. If you have watched this video till this time, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel. To my returning subscribers, thank you for always coming to support me. I appreciate. Remember to share this video out to your sewing community, both on Facebook, Pinterest, and all that. So I'm going to add ½ inch here. Take note what I'm doing here now. I'm adding ½ inch sewing allowance. Remember, I've not added sewing allowance to the shoulder. I added ½ inch and cut it out. So this is how it's looking now. Make sure to have a crease in the center. So I'm just going to open this up. The side seam still has a fold, so I'm just going to cut it open. So I'm going to open this up. I think I've been marking on the wrong side all along. I'm going to transfer these markings to the right side. So this is how it's going to look. This is the crease line, the center line. So what I'm going to do now, from the center front, I'm going to mark 4 inches. If you don't want yours to be that wide, you can use what works for you. So I'm going to connect it like this. Then I'll cut it out like that. So after cutting it out, I'm going to cut out facing for this. So just go ahead and cut the asymmetric neckline like this. Make sure to open it up before cutting. So after cutting it, I'm going to place the white fabric I'm using for the detail. I'll place it like this and place the material on it. Remember, it's the 2 pieces, one for front and one for the back. So I'm just going to arrange it properly and cut out using exactly the neckline. Then after that, we'll work on it. So depending on what you want for the width of the neckline, you use that. Mine, I want it to be 4 inches. I'm going to mark 4 inches all around. After cutting it, I'm going to go to my ironing table and iron this like so. So next thing I'm going to do is this is it. I've transferred this. I forgot to mark the where I'm going to insert the side pocket. So here is where I'm inserting the side pocket. I'll go ahead to notch that. So quickly I'll just go ahead and cut my pocket. This is the way I like to cut my side pocket. It's very easy and simple. You just place your hand the way you will see me do, like so. Make sure whatever you're cutting, you're minding where your little finger is. Just take that note of that and add sewing allowances. That is all I usually do. This fabric is not even enough, so I'm just going to manage it. One thing I like to do is to make sure the pocket opening is at least 9 inches and the pocket entry is 6.5 inches. So that's what I mark and make sure I have that. So any other thing works fine. So just go ahead and notch where the pocket will start and where it will end. So that's it. I'll go ahead and add the pocket. So like I said, I'm going to transfer this to the right side, and I've transferred this. I'm going to go ahead. This is it after ironing it. I'll go ahead and place this here. So now this is the right side, right? I'm going to place this wrong side facing together. Sew it, and then I'll turn it out. So when I turn it out, it's going to be like this. Next I'm going to do is to place the white piece. So I'm going to place this here. So you're going to sew this like this, the way you're seeing me doing, and then place it on it. Now take note of the 5 inches we got. You're going to times that by 2, and that is where this is going to touch on the back. So I'll do that and show you. So this is the 5 inches I told you. You're going to fold that into 2. You can see everything is neat. It's just remaining the sleeve. So what I did was the 5 inches unfold is what I placed here. Make sure the 5 inches touches the neckline, and then you sew it. So I'm going to show you how I close the back. So for the sleeve, all you need to do is just to cut a strip. This, what I have here, is by 6 inches. If you fold it into 2, you're going to have 3 inches. So fold it into 2, and then you're going to sew it as a band. Just sew it to close the sleeve. If you want, you can make it turn up. It depends on what you want, but I don't want it to be a turn up, so I'm going to leave it straight like this. So that will be it. The next thing you're going to do is to hem the down. Remember, we added 2 inches, so I'm going to fold 1 inch in and 1 inch again. That is 2 inches. Then I'll sew it all the way around. So this is how everything is looking. I forgot to show you the back of the dress. You can see the pocket is comfortable. Can you see how it is? Very nice. So I'm going to show you how I folded in the back. So this is the back. You just, before you close the facing, you just insert it. Make sure it still maintains the 5 inches. You get? Then the remaining one, you now fold it inside. Then you now use the facing to cover it. After covering it, you sew it close. I hope you're understanding what I'm saying. Okay guys, this is the end of the video, and this is the final look of the dress. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.